and welcome back to another episode of Versus, the series where I analyze two characters and then tell you who would win if these two fought to the death. Now, last episode, Freddy Krueger / Jason Voorhees to pieces. But today, I'm bringing you two killers of a different variety. In one corner, we got the boogeyman himself, John Wick. And on the other side, we got Marvel's most well-known anti-hero, the Punisher. Now, let's start off the analysis. John Wick, also known as Baba Yaga, which is Russian for the boogeyman. Well, John Wick's not really the boogeyman. He's the guy you sent to kill the boogeyman. Standing in at 6'1", weighing in at 185 pounds, he is probably the best at what he does. And what does he do? He kills quite effectively at that. He was a hitman who worked for a crime syndicate. And one day, he asked for his freedom so that he could marry this woman. And he was given an impossible task to earn his freedom. He would have to kill all of their enemies in one night. And he did it. He got his freedom, he married the woman, and then they lived happily ever after. No, scratch that, she died of cancer, and then he was left alone with nothing but his prized car and a dog that his wife got him. Wasn't not that bad. Until a group of Russian thugs that beat his dog to death, stole his prized car, and left him to deal with all of it alone. And by deal with it, I mean smash up the floor of his basement with a sledgehammer, go back into his life of murder, and then track all of them down to kill them. Now, there's a lot more to John Wick's story, but I'm just going to skip it. So that you guys can enjoy the rest of, the chance to watch the movies. Now, let's start with the analysis. John Wick. First off, intelligence. I'm putting it as very high because the guy knows several languages. He is a borderline master of multiple martial arts. He knows how to use every weapon he picks up, and, of course, he's a tactical genius. Then with strength, I put it as high, because he's not exactly superhuman, but he's strong enough to throw another guy around like it's nothing. I mean, for this I'm using the fight scene where he fought those two assassins in John Wick 3 Parabellum. Where for most of it, he was using techniques to throw them, but there were a couple times where he just picked them up and threw them. Then for speed, I'm putting high because he's a highly trained martial artist, and he can keep up with people even more skilled than he is. Therefore, his speed is fairly high. Then for durability, very high, and if you don't believe me, watch the John Wick movies and you will. Then for skill, this is the first time I've rated someone this, but I'm putting it scary high because, he's a master of multiple martial arts. He's a tactical genius. He has a borderline magic ability for headshots. And of course, the rest of it. Besides, he once killed 3 people in a bar with a pencil. I think scary high is accurate, for his skill level. Now, for the martial arts he knows, his base is Sambo, because, well, obvious reasons. And Sambo is a Russian martial art that was made for the military, which replaced Sistema. Now, Sistema is awesome, so if that's, but Sambo is less based on, joints, and pressure points, and knives and guns, and more so based on normal fighting. And then he has Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is, well, the Brazilian version of Jiu-Jitsu. Now, I prefer original Jiu-Jitsu, but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is more popular nowadays. It's a grappling style with plenty of work with takedowns, ground fighting, holds, and things like that. And then there's Aikido, which is pretty ironic for him given that it's based in not hurting your opponent. But it's mostly a grappling martial art. Then, for his skills, he has martial arts mastery. He has that borderline magic ability to get headshots. He's a tactical genius. He can adapt to any scenario in a fight, such as, when he was losing that fight with that one guy at the beginning of Parabellum, and so he altered his style to be able to compensate for the fact that his opponent had more power behind his strikes than he did, and the fact that he was fighting a guy who was about 2 feet taller than him, I think. I don't really remember the size difference. And then his ability to use improvised weapons, such as that fight at the beginning of John Wick 3 where he used a book, that fight scene in John Wick 3 where he used his belt, or again that bar fight where he used a pencil. Now, his weaknesses. First off, he's human and can die. And that's it. That's the guy's only weakness. And then for his armor, he has a bulletproof suit. It's a suit and it's bulletproof and it looks awesome. Ultimately, it covers almost everything, and he can adjust parts of it to where it covers the rest of them. So it can cover his head, his hands, whatever. And, of course, it's not going to protect against everything, given that wearing an actual bulletproof vest can still lead, and, with broken ribs if you get shot. But, regardless, it is definitely going to be good armor. Now, with that in mind, let's check out his competition. The Punisher. Standing at 6 foot 1 inches, weighing 200 pounds, the Punisher was originally named Frank West. Wait, no, Frank Hassel. Whatever. He was former Special Forces, and until eventually he retired. So, at least until his family got gunned down, with him being included, but he was the only one who survived. Because the people who killed him apparently suck at killing. Seriously, instead of guaranteeing the kill, they just shot him in the chest, coated the dock he was on with gasoline, and then lighted on fire, which somehow exploded. Just go for a few headshots, and that's way easier. But moving on. Eventually, he recovered and sought out revenge, and eventually just kept doing it. For intelligence, I'm rating him as above average. He's nothing special, but he's definitely smarter than the average person. For strength, of course, I'm rating him high. I mean, he's easily stronger. He's easily able to overpower a normal person, but he's nothing really special. Now for speed, I'm putting him above average because he's not exactly, because he's faster than the average person, but he could easily be outdone by by a highly trained martial artist or an average trained martial artist. Then for durability, I'm putting average because yes, he did survive that execution, but it was pretty easy to calculate that not only would it be impossible, but normal people can survive that. Plus, after watching the fight scene with the Russian, it's pretty easy to tell that he's nothing special in terms of durability. And for skill, I'm going to put average because yes, he has Special Forces training, but quite frankly, he sucks. I mean, even I can outdo him in a gunfight, and I can't even shoot a shotgun. It would mess up my shoulder. I know because I have shot a shotgun before, and it sucks. Definitely more of a rifle or handgun person, but regardless, I will say this with utmost certainty. This guy sucks in terms of tactical skill. Since he doesn't have that's training in any specific martial art. I can't really say he's very skilled in any of them. And for martial arts, it's has training in various martial arts, but nothing extensive in any one of them. Therefore, there's no real specific martial art that he's skilled in. And as far as his abilities, he has special forces training, but it doesn't seem like he uses it. Then for weaknesses, tactically he's nothing special, and of course he's human and can die. Now, for armor, he has a bulletproof vest. Which is shown to be extremely good against blocking bullets, knives, and other weapons such as like those. Ultimately, while he doesn't seem like much, he's definitely been shown that he's able to handle people that he's not able to keep up. I mean, for instance, I'm only using the movies for this analysis, but in the comics, he's done some pretty ridiculous things, including surviving Ghost Rider's penance stare. Of course, there's a reason for that, which completely negates it being cool, but regardless. But in the movies, he has shown some interesting things, such as surviving a fall down the stairs after tackling the Russian down it, even though he died. Or surviving multiple gunshots. Even though I can't calculate exactly how many actually hit him, or if any actually hit him, because he was wearing because most of them probably hit his bulletproof vest. And of course, the fact that he withstood torture from the Irish and survived survived that fight in prison. But regardless, that's really it for the analysis. So I'm going to calculate this, and then let's get into who actually wins. Analysis complete. Now, after I have analyzed this, I found that, like the rest of the matchups I have, it is pretty straightforward. The winner is John Wick. Now, let's break this down. Punisher definitely held a couple of advantages. For instance, while they were the same height, he outweighed John by 15 pounds. Which depending on who you ask, is certainly an advantage. But, of course, it's never that simple. John Wick has shown that he has great experience, taking down people who have a size advantage over him, like that one fat guy in John Wick 2. Or that guy who was played by the basketball player in John Wick 3. The guy he killed with a book. So really, this a size advantage isn't going to determine anything. But John Wick easily would destroy him when it comes down to hand-to-hand combat. Given the fact that he has extensive training in multiple martial arts, whereas the Punisher only has basic training in various other martial arts. Then as far as abilities, then there's also the fact that he has great tactical training and experience, whereas the Punisher's is pitiful. Then there's the armor that they have. John Wick's bulletproof suit covers almost everything except his head, but can cover his head if he chooses to go on the defensive. Whereas the Punisher's bulletproof vest only covers his torso and nothing else. His arms, legs, and head are completely exposed. And of course, there's the fact that John Wick is smarter, faster, more durable, and it destroys him in skill. True, I rated them about the same in strength, but even if the Punisher's stronger, John Wick destroys him in with martial arts skills, so there's really nothing there. But let's look at their methods for for guns. The Punisher does the logical thing and usually shoots for the chest or torso because center mass, multiple vital spots. And it's the biggest target, meaning you'll have an easier time actually hitting your opponent. Whereas John Wick always goes for a headshot, which makes sense. Which does make sense. It's likely going to be an instant kill, and of course, he has that magic ability to always hit a headshot. Which, meaning that if John Wick manages to get one shot in, he'll win. Whereas, the Punisher, highly unlikely that even multiple shots would manage to win. And given the fact that John Wick is great with hand-to-hand combats incorporating guns, it was highly likely that he would get just one hit in, regardless of if the Punisher actually manages to get in close enough to try to get John Wick's gun out of his hands. Ultimately, I can't really think of any way that the Punisher comes out the winner here. It's pretty straightforward. So, with that in mind, if you like this video and want to see more of the series, click the like button. If you have any ideas for specific matchups, comment that down below. And of course, thank you all very much for watching. This is Random Man signing off.